Wednesday will mark 75 years since baseball legend Jackie Robinson made his debut at Wrigley Field. The debut was historic in so many more ways than just helping to break the color barrier of pro baseball. NBC5's Christian Farr has more on this iconic day in Chicago's history.
Looking at it as just baseball doesn't do Jackie Robinson and his heritage and his legacy justice.
Sherman Dilla Thomas is a man who thrives on Chicago history, especially the day 75 years ago when Jackie Robinson played at Wrigley Field. The Chicago urban historian says Robinson's debut at Wrigley on May 18, 1947, helped end a ban on black players at the iconic ballpark.
Just to be celebrating what happens 75 years from today, Jackie Robinson making his major league debut here at Wrigley Field is, I will say, a full circle type of moment.
A month earlier, Robinson made his major league debut, which helped break pro baseball's color barrier. Dilla says Robinson's debut led to more Negro League players entering the MLB, but he says his impact extended well beyond the sport of baseball.
As those Negro League baseball players start to break the game of baseball, it's happening also in boardrooms across the country. It's happening in factories across the country.
When Jackie Robinson came here, there were 47,000. It's still one of our largest records that still stands today.
Julian Green is the senior vice president of communications for the Chicago Cubs. Green says the day Robinson walked on this field 75 years ago this Wednesday helped usher in Green's own ascension into the executive ranks of Major League Baseball.
I have several pictures in Jackie Robinson in my office, and it's a constant reminder, just helping me remember where I came from. And so when I walk across this ballpark, knowing that that was not readily accessible to a lot of African Americans and people of color, back in the 1940s. And so I'm privileged and honored, and I, don't take this for granted.
Wrigley Field is just one of two stadiums still standing in the country where Jackie Robinson played the game of baseball, and his number still flies in this field.
Such an honor to be in a place where he was actually present.
5 years ago, Jackie Robinson's granddaughter, Meta, helped raise the flag that bears her late grandfather's number, 42. Green says the visitors' dugout at Wrigley is the same one Robinson emerged from when his then Brooklyn Dodgers took on the Cubs.
I think it's just so magnificent to have this part of history, not only in Chicago, but in the game of baseball.
Memories in Chicago that will never be forgotten.
Just to celebrate the triumph of Jackie Robinson, acknowledging that he had to go through something to break baseball, it lifts us all up as a city.
At Wrigley, Christian Farr, NBC5 News.
I love that, just thinking that was the dugout. This was the ballpark that he played in. So much history.
So much. Our thanks to Christian for that report.